Okay, so on number 1, you're solving for y. Remember the strategies that I taught you. Highlight what you're solving for. So the first thing I need to do is move the 2x to the right, and I want to move the entire 2x, so I'm going to subtract. So I have 4y equals negative 2x, and then I know that was kind of hard to see, but it was a negative 12, so minus 12. And then to get rid of the 4, you're going to divide everything by 4. And then you're going to simplify. So I have y equals negative 2 4 simplifies to negative 1/2 x. And then 12 over 4 simplifies to 3 with a minus sign. But it is going to be multiple choice on the CBA, so you just got to pick the one that means that. Okay? All right, for the next one, again, I'm solving for y. So the first thing I'm going to do is move this 3x. Remember, this minus sign belongs to the 2, so cover it up if it confuses you. And ask yourself, how would I move a positive 3x? I would subtract 3x. So I have negative 2y equals negative 3x minus 18. To get rid of the negative 2, I should have everybody paying attention. I'm going to divide everything by negative 2. So I'm left with y equals a negative divided by a negative is positive 3/2 x, and then a negative divided by another negative is a positive, so plus 9, because 18 divided by 2 is 9. You can, but like I told y'all, once we start doing rise over run, you're not going to want a mixed fraction because the top number is the rise and the bottom's the run. Now on the CBA, it could be 3/2, it could be 1.5, it could be 1.5. You got to know that they all mean the same thing and pick the answer that means that. Okay, number 3 on the CBA will not be as hard as this. You will have to distribute some, but this part right here, I didn't pick one that has that where you have to distribute the negative, okay? The first thing you have to do is deal with the parentheses, so I like to work from left to right. So I'm distributing the 2.5 to the 3.7x and the 2.5 to the 6.4. Yes? So I have 2.5 times 3.7, which is 9.25x. Plus 2.5 times 6.4 is 16. Yes? Now right here, I am distributing a what? A negative. So I'm doing a negative 4.6 times 7, which is negative 32.2x. Or you could have put plus negative. Yes? Okay, and then this, I'm distributing this negative 4.6, and what is this? A negative. What's a negative times a negative? A positive. So 4.6 times 3 is positive 13.8y. Now right here, I'm distributing this minus sign to everything in parentheses. So it's just going to be minus 3.1x minus 4y. Again, that part right there I did not put on this CBA because that confuses a lot of people. Now I'm just going to combine like terms. This is where your highlighters come in handy. I like to highlight all the x's one color with the sign in front of them. So I have 9.25 minus 32.2 minus 3.1, which is negative 26.05x. Does that make sense? Okay. Now I'm going to combine my y's. So I have a positive 13.8y minus a 4y, which is positive 9.8y. Is there anything to combine with the 16? So I just write plus 16. There is no equal sign in this. Now remember, on the CBA, it's multiple choice, so these could be in any order, yes? The main thing is that the minus belongs to the what? To the 26.05x. All right, on this one, do those parentheses even mean anything in this problem? No, because there's nothing to distribute. Does everybody understand that? There's nothing to distribute over here. There's only a positive distribute, which isn't going to change anything. So honestly, all you're doing is combining like terms. So what is negative 3 plus 4? 1, x squared. So I could either write 1x squared or I could just write what? X squared. What is plus 2x minus 2x?
0.
What's a positive 2 minus 2? 0. So the x's are gone. 0 times x is 0. It's gone. Does everybody agree that's gone? All right, then I'm going to combine negative 10 and 52. 42. Positive 42. That's it. There's nothing else I can do with this problem. Are y'all okay? Now, on the equations, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have told you on the EOC, the STAR test, you can use your calculator. You get to show your work on what you want to show your work, yes? So on the CBA, I don't care if you go put that straight into your calculator. Did everybody hear me? What did I just say? You can put this straight into your... Okay, so let's go over how to do that. The first thing you do is make sure your windows are set large enough. Yes? You can do whatever you want. The x minimum has to be a negative. So like negative 1,000 or negative 300, whatever you want. The x maximum, a positive 300. The y minimum, negative, and the y maximum. Then where do I go? Y equals. I type in the left side exactly how I see it. So 5, where's the X button? Right here. How would I type this in? Minus 6x plus 3. And then the right side, 4x plus 10. You can literally type it how you see it.
Can you just change 4 numbers?
You're changing the X minimum, the X maximum, the Y minimum, and the Y maximum. Okay, and then from here, hit second trace, option 5, wait for it to graph, enter, 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 and the answer is x equals negative 1.4. Now here's the deal. Solving it in your calculator will always give you a decimal. It's not going to give it to you as a fraction. Now, I'm going to go do all these by hand because I'm an algebra teacher, but I am okay with you doing them in your calculator. Is everybody okay with that? If I was you guys, I would do them by hand and check them in my calculator. Okay, here we go. To do it by hand, the first thing I'm going to do is combine 5 minus 6x, which is negative 1x, plus 3 equals 4x plus 10. I am then going to move this 4x to the left by subtraction. So I'm left with negative 5x. How could I also move this 3? Minus 3. I'm just doing it all in one step. And 10 minus 3 is 7. And then I would divide by negative 5. So my answer is x equals negative 7/5. And are those the same answers? Well, let's go see. Negative 7/5 is what? Negative 1.4. So they are the same answer. I don't know if the test will give it to you as a fraction or a decimal. All right, moving on. Again, if you want to do this in your calculator, this side right here will go in Y1 and this side will go in Y2, and you will type it exactly how you see it. Make sense? So you can put in alpha y equals 1/3, open parentheses, 12x minus 6, close parentheses. Are y'all all good with that? All right, I'm going to do it by hand. So the first thing I taught y'all is to change. 1/3 times 12 is just 12 divided by 3, which is 4x plus 1/3 times negative 6 is negative 2. I'm going to get all the x's to the left by subtraction. Can I also move this to the right at the same time, or will that bother you? How would I get rid of this negative 2? So I just do it all in one step. So I have 4 minus 5, which is negative x, yes, equals, and 7 plus 2 is 9. Can I have a negative x?
No.
So I just change it to positive, and whatever's on the right becomes the opposite, so negative 9. Any questions? Okay, on this next one, if you were to put this in your calculator, this side goes in y1, this side in y2, and again, you would type it exactly how you see it. Okay, but I'm going to do it by hand. So change. 4 times x is 4x, plus 4 times negative 4 is 16. What kind of value does this 4 have? If you need to change. If you don't have to, you see it. So I have 6x plus negative 8x plus negative 20. Yes? Okay, can I combine like terms? So I have 4x plus negative 16 equals, what's 6x plus negative 8x? Negative 2x plus negative 20. All I did was combine these two things right here. Yes? All right, now I'm going to move all the x's to the left and the numbers to the right. So I would plus 2x, and I'm also going to get rid of this at the same time. I'm going to plus 16 to bring it over here. If that bothers you, don't do it all in one step. 4 plus 2 is 6x equals, and negative 20 plus 16 is negative 4. And then I would divide by 6, and I would get x equals, and I would simplify that to negative 2/3. Your calculator would give you that as negative 0.66667. Everybody good? The next one, to put this one in your calculator, you would type it exactly how you see it. So y'all read this to me. Negative 4x minus, open parentheses, negative 3 minus 4x, close. Y'all see what I'm saying? I'm going to go do it by hand. Everybody watch. Change. Are we good? Yes? So I now have negative 4x plus 3 plus 4x equals negative 10x plus 30. Where did I get the plus 30? Negative 5 times negative 6 is positive 30. What's going to happen right here to these? What's a negative 4 plus 4? They zeroed out. Okay, I'm going to bring this x to the left. So I have 10x plus 3 equals 30. I could have done that minus 3 in the same step. I usually would have. I just don't want to confuse y'all. Minus 3. So I have 10x equals 27. I divide by 10, and I get x equals 27 tenths, or 2.7. Okay, flip to the back. Only the ones with equal signs. The question was, could I have done this on the calculator? The answer is no. Why? There's no equal sign. That is just simplifying, okay? All right, does this have an equal sign? So yes, I could do this one in the calculator. Are y'all with me? All right, I distribute. If I want to change. So 0.4 times 10 is 4x, plus 0.4 times negative 12 is negative 4.8. I distribute after I change. 0.3 times 13 is 3.9, plus negative 0.3 times 2 is 0.6x. I get all the x's to the left, so I add 0.6x. Can I go ahead and move this too? Is that bothering y'all? Plus, I'm just running out of room, so I'm trying to do it all in one step. This cancels out. This cancels out. I'm left with 4.6x equals 3.9 plus 4.8, which is 8.7. And then I divide by 4.6, and I get x equals 1.89, and that is rounded, or 87 over 46. That's an ugly answer, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to skip this one, and we'll come back to it. I just want to make sure we get through all the other stuff. This one, I could put this in my calculator. Yes, the left would go in y1. How would you put in 2/5? Alpha y equals. Yes, you can do that within y equals. So once I'm here, I can still do alpha y equals 2/5 arrow out x plus 3. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm going to do it by hand because these both have denominators of what? 5. So I can subtract 1/5 x. 2/5 minus 1/5 is 1/5. Plus 3 equals 4. Minus 3. I'm left with 1/5 x equals 1. I would divide by a fifth, yes, but can I divide by a fraction? So I multiply by its reciprocal, which is 5 over 1. So my answer is x equals 5. And guys, I'm being honest. I would just do it in my calculator for this test. Now, skip that one for right now. And let's go to the ones the calculator won't do. Is there anything to distribute to this parentheses? Yes or no? Is there anything to distribute to this parentheses? The plus sign, but pluses don't do anything. So I leave it alone and I combine like terms. So I'm going to combine the x squareds. So what is the coefficient right here? A 1. What is negative 1 plus negative 5? Negative 6x squared. Now I'm going to go do the x's. Remember, the sign in front of them belongs to them. So what's positive 8 plus 2? So plus 10x. And then my last one is my regular numbers. Positive 12 minus 15. Negative 3, or plus negative 3. Is there anything else I can do? No. Can you do this one in your calculator? Is there an equal sign? No, I can't. So I have to go, what am I going to do? Distribute the 8x to the 5x and to the 12x. If you want to change, do it. If you don't, you just have to realize the 12x has a negative value. 8 times 5 is 40. What's x times x? X squared. Plus 8 times 12 is 96. What is x times x? X squared. Are these like terms? Yes. So can I combine them? Oh, what did I do wrong? I forgot my negative sign. What is 40 plus negative 96? Negative 56x squared. Because x times x is x squared. Like 5 times 5 is 5 squared. All right, so this one, if you want to change, do it. If you don't, I'm going to show you just, if I don't change, I'm still distributing. Negative 3 times 8 is? Negative 24, but x times x is? Now, if I did not change, I have to realize this 15 has what kind of value? So negative 3x times negative 15 is positive 45x. Can I combine these? No, they are not like terms, so it is simplified to its most simplest version. Everybody okay? All right, let's go back and do this equation number 12. What do I have to do first? So 8 times y is 8y. 8 times negative 5 is minus 40. Are y'all okay with that? If you need to, put plus negative equals 6y minus 18. I'm going to bring the y's to the left by subtracting. 8 minus 6 is 2y minus 40 equals negative 18. How am I going to get rid of the minus 40?
Plus 40.
So I have 2y equals negative 18 plus 40 is 22. And then I divide by 2, and I get y equals 11. Could I have done this one in the calculator? Yes. Last one. Could I do this one in the calculator? Yes. I'm going to do it by hand, though. I'm going to move the s's to the left. So plus 5.5s. That cancels out. Negative 4.4 plus 5.5 is a 1.1s minus 2 equals negative 4.2. I'm now going to add 2. So I have 1.1s equals negative 2.2. And then I'm going to divide by 1.1. And I get s equals negative 2.